Hello and welcome back to our smithing series, and we're going to be helping a Battanian army right here, and, oh. Well, it seems like they're already basically done. Should I even bother to attack? It basically doesn't make any difference, so I might as well just go and auto-resolve it straight up and just gain the rewards from it, even though they are not exactly significant as it is. But we are going to gain a little bit of relation here and some charm skill points, which I got to say is pretty good. And otherwise, we will just be taking some Battanian militia right here, and otherwise just some loot. I was actually hoping that we would be able to do a little bit more than this, but as it stands, we got here a little too late, unfortunately. I would like to be able to attack that caravan, actually, because I have been attempting, if I could, to try and get into battles with as many, well, basically enemies, any enemy that I could come across, and basically just trying to, you know, get into a battle with them. So what I would actually like to do is I wouldn't mind becoming an owner of a castle. Okay, no, this is not going to work. As you can see, this guy's going to get it. And I'm going to just abstain, actually, because I don't want to spend any influence at this point. I feel like it's basically pointless for me to do that. So yeah, I just wanted to take a look at the percentages, because personally, I feel like I might like to get a fief. Oh, this guy doesn't have a fief either. I think this guy should probably get a fief before I do, because let's face it, he's got 0 and he is an original member of the Battanians. So it would probably make sense for him to get one before us, that is. Anyway, we're going to go and try and chase after this caravan. I have to be a bit careful though, because as you know, we're pretty much at war against the Vlandians, and we really don't want to get into a battle with some of their vassals, unless it's a vassal that we could potentially beat, which I think is possible. I think we could probably beat quite a few of them, actually. Unfortunately, we are relatively slow as it stands. I guess I could join this guy's raid. Oh, then he finished the raid. Are you serious? It seems like I'm getting to every single place a little bit too slow. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Oh, hello there. He's got 20 Vlandian sharpshooters. I would actually be able to beat this guy if he did not have those sharpshooters. If he had just regular units apart from that, I would probably be able to do quite well here against him. But as it stands, I'm going to need someone else to come along and help me. Kind of wish I had some power to... I could draw... Actually, you know what? I'm going to call for an army. Let's make an army, shall we? This guy's 22 hours away. Let's see if there's anyone closer. This guy is 13 hours away. Okay. I'm going to ask Karfid to come and help us. Let's see whether he is nearby. I mean, he's only a couple of hours away, technically. This guy's wanting to attack a caravan. Let's try and help him, shall we? Where's Karfid? I don't really want to go in against a caravan with Vlandian sharpshooters breathing down our necks, potentially. So I'd like Karfid to actually appear so we could fight. There he is. Come on, Karfid. Let's do this. Come on, Death Art. Why are you running away from me, by the way? Why is Death Art running away from me? This is super weird to me. There we go. Here we go. Yeah, we got him. We got him, Karfid. Let's do this. Nice. Okay, perfect. Let's go and attack. This is actually going to award us with a pretty significant amount of rewards in general. I think we're going to be getting... What are we going to be getting, actually? We're going to be getting a whole bunch of renown, hopefully. I mean, this is a pretty significant battle to take on, especially for someone like me who doesn't really have the best army right now. We really don't. And it's going to be a bit difficult for us to deal with the sharpshooters, considering Battanian units are not really known for their defense. They're much more known for their offense and moving quickly on the battlefield and so on and so forth. So I'm actually going to get my shield out here. I think someone actually mentioned to me that I should go and get an ornate oval shield, because apparently that is much more in keeping with the Battanian theme. And I will definitely keep that in mind. I would like to be able to keep with the theme as much as possible. Just generally, shields all look relatively similar to me, but oval ornate, I'll try and keep that in mind next time I'm at a marketplace. And speaking of that, actually someone mentioned that it would actually be really cool if we were given the ability to create armor as well as weapons. Because, of course, at the moment, we can only create weapons. And, oh, look at that. It seems like the enemy is actually going into a circle formation, which is actually kind of interesting. I mean, we don't have that much cavalry, do we? No, we've only got 22. That's interesting. I'm not entirely sure why they've gone into a circular formation then. But okay. Anyway, let's just continue to move up. But yes, I think it would be very cool if we could actually choose what we create. And maybe there could be 2 different smithing trees. Or maybe traits that actually give you the ability to make armor as well as weapons. That would be kind of fun. But anyway, let's just swing in there. Yeah, swing in there. There we go. Nice, nice, good damage. Unfortunately, oh no, getting poked in the face. Getting poked in the face. That's not very. It's not very pleasant. Got to say that. This is such a large weapon. It's really hard to handle. I got to say. Yeah, well, we can. There we go. Nice. Yeah. A little bit more damage. Oh, no, never mind. Okay. Yeah, so we're perfectly fine here. We're going to actually tell our infantry to charge in now, tell our cavalry to charge in, because all of the sharpshooters are having a field day with us right now. And let's see if I can maybe do some damage with my javelins. Oh, got him in the leg. Got him in the leg. He's not going to be adventuring anymore. That is for sure. Oh, nice. Killed one of those Sturgian hunters. Killed that one as well. Look at that headshot. Yeah, I feel like I'm much better with javelins than I am with axes. As I said in a previous episode, I feel like the trajectory of the way that they fly through the air is much easier with a javelin to kind of estimate in comparison to an axe. You need to have a little bit more lift in your throw when you're using a throwing axe. But yeah, anyway, javelins definitely suit me quite a lot more. And there you go. That is indeed a victory for us. We actually ended up only losing 6 units. We gained, 34 renown. I was actually not expecting that much. And we also gained 19 influence. I don't think I would have been able to achieve victory here by myself. I mean, I might have been able to, but I think it would have been difficult. Potentially. I don't know. I think it would have been difficult. Because we ended up losing about 40 or so units in total. That is with Carthag's army with us. So, might have been a bit difficult. But anyway, yeah, smithing. So it would have been cool, actually, if we could have the ability to create our own armor as well. I think that would be really nice. I'm actually wondering whether to let this guy go. I think I will let him go, just for the sheer fact that I'm going to gain charm skill for it. Look at that. 13 skill points in charm. That is really crazy. And we're also going to be gaining a whole bunch of Battanian rescued prisoners as well, which I very much appreciate. I won't be taking anything else here. I'll take all the prisoners just for potential selling. But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'll just take all the loot. Fantastic. Okay, that actually worked out much better than anticipated. And we eliminated the enemy leader. No less, which is, I gotta say, actually kind of amazing. And bear in mind that this is actually going to be leveling up my leadership skill now because I am leading an army, so I very much like that too. Anyway, let's have a look here. 20% chance to avoid persuasion critical failure. Don't really care about that too much, but I do like this. Meaningful favors, in my opinion, is very, very good. And increase relationship gain with opposite gender by 20. Or same gender. Same gender is perfectly fine with me because we're mostly going to be interacting with male lords. And we have cutting damage. 40% increased hit damage for secondary successful hit. I think I'm going to go for multi-hit. That sounds like a fun idea to me. Alright, so otherwise, leadership. We're going to need to level that up, aren't we? So let's level that up a little bit more. Let's get my social skill leveled up more as well. And there you go. All right, that is perfectly fine. So now we're just going to basically keep the army intact while I level up my leadership skill a little bit. As you can see, it's leveling up really, really fast. And I just hope that we're not going to lose too much in the way of food at the moment. So I'm going to... Whoa, that's actually extremely expensive. Yeah, we're probably not going to go and buy some grain from these villages at the moment. We're probably going to have to go somewhere else. Oh yeah, speaking of villages, I would actually like to recruit some more noble units from these places right here, if at all possible. Yeah, there we go. There's one. That's nice enough. And there's also one over here. Hopefully this one has not been raided or anything like that, because if it's raided, then we can't recruit from there. But I think it would be very cool if we could create our own armor and things like that. So maybe in the future we might see some armor smithing or something. Maybe a mod is going to add it, or maybe the developers themselves will think to themselves, hey, you know, we can already create weapons. Maybe it would be cool if we could create armor as well, you know? That would be kind of fun. And maybe even actually adding an additional crafting system in the way that you can literally just create anything you want. Not just armor, but you can create bows, you can create crossbows and shields and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. That would be kind of cool as well. But obviously, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what they're going to plan on do. You know, what they're planning on doing, at least. So, yeah, otherwise, let's just get all the Battanians. Do I have any other Battanians in my... Yeah, I do have a couple, but I don't really mind about them too much. So, ooh, Praven has just been taken. That is wow, that's a significant capture right there. And Aradweir is going to be getting it. I mean, come on. Of course he's going to be getting it. I'm going to abstain from this once again, but he has nothing at the moment, so it makes sense for him to get something. And I actually support it, but I don't want to spend my influence to you know, say that, to be honest, because I just think that that's a waste of influence, personally. Okay, so let's actually just take a quick look here around. I'd like to go to a nearby... I wouldn't mind buying some hardwood, actually, because I am actually going to be doing a bit of smithing in a moment. And I'm just going to buy all of it. I mean, I've got enough money, to be honest. Got enough money, so I might as well spread it around a little. And, oh, here we go. I might actually... No, okay, I'm still not going to be getting anything, unfortunately. Actually, kind of surprised, to be honest. I'm kind of surprised that we haven't been given anything yet, considering we don't have anything. But it might just be the pure fact that we don't have that much relation with anyone in the Battanians, which is a bit of a problem. Oh yeah, someone actually also mentioned to me that what is it now? Yeah, the parts that I'm unlocking, I'm not actually unlocking those on Diggory, apparently. I'm actually only unlocking those on Mr. Pelisor, but I actually thought that they shared recipes. Because as you can see here, if I swap between them, they have basically the same recipe. I mean, at least that's what I think. I'm actually not sure. I mean, I can't really tell that at the moment, so I guess we'll just do it on Diggory for the moment. And I mean, we're going to be unlocking them anyway, thanks to the Bannerlord Tweaks thing happening, so I guess that's okay. But yeah, that kind of shot me in the foot a little bit, because that means that I was unlocking parts on someone that I'm actually not going to be smithing with that much. So yeah, that would be not so good. That's not so good. Anyway, let's just try and gain a bunch more of this. I've been trying to get more and more Thamaskene steel, so that when the time comes for us to make a high tier weapon, we can actually do it relatively easily. And I have enough stamina. As you can see, I've increased my stamina to 800 now. The maximum that you can do with Bannerlord Tweaks is 1,000, but I thought that because we are maxed out in terms of smithing, that increasing our stamina makes thematic sense. Okay, so let's take a look. Can't really do much more here, unfortunately. We are increasing our difficulty by doing that. Let's have a look and see if there's anything better. No, it doesn't seem like it. What about if I actually just make something really cool? So what about one of these? Does this look good, or does this look good? I think this looks better, to be honest. So I think I'm going to go for something like that. And do we have a better pommel? No, it seems like we don't have a better pommel, but this one increases our difficulty by a dramatic amount. Okay, so that increases the handling, but reduces the swing damage and the swing speed. Okay, I'm pretty happy to increase the damage. And, do we want to go for this or this? I quite like the detailing on this one. I think the detailing looks much nicer. Oh, I could go for something like this. It's winged. Look at that. That looks pretty fun. But its handling is really bad. I mean, you can quite easily tell that. Okay, you know what? Let's just make this, see what happens. And we're going to call it Diggory's Devastator, I guess, or something like that. I know that a bunch of you have given me additional names, and I very much appreciate that. as well. So we're just going to make that. Oh, there we go. We actually unlocked a new smithing. Oh, we're unlocking a whole bunch of new smithing parts. Very nice. Okay, happy with that. Okay, so let's now do this one. And we're going to do a different grip. And I think I'm going to leave the pommel the way it is. I'm going to call it something else. Let's call it Death and Decay after a Death Knight ability. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay, so we're also getting a segmented iron one-handed. Okay. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so let's see if I actually change this to a two-handed now. Let's see what this actually does. Is there actually any other two-handed grips that I can get here? Ah, this one. I'd like to unlock this one if at all possible. That's a Battania grip as well. That actually makes a whole bunch of sense. So maybe if I could get like a two-handed sword in a Battanian marketplace, that actually might make the most sense. So let's go for gold sword. There we go. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, look at that. We're gaining a lot of extra stuff right there. Okay, and what about silver sword? That makes sense, doesn't it? We're just unlocking a whole bunch of extra smithing parts. Okay, so now that we've done a little bit of smithing, we're going to actually just go and take a look and see what the various... Look at this, they're all the same. That is actually pretty crazy. Even the two-handed / one-handed are exactly the same, even though I used different grips. So I'm wondering what actually determines the cost. It must be the blade, right? It must be the blade, because that is the only thing that I have not really changed with all of these. So that's kind of interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna... No one wants anything? Apparently no one wants anything from the entirety of the selection at the marketplace at Maranath, which is actually kind of amazing. Okay, so there are two-handed swords here, but I'd like to get a... There we go, there we go. This one. Something like this. A ridged great saber. Let's get that. And let's also get the iron broadsword. And is there anything else here that I really want to get? No, I don't really want to get anything else. Okay, so we're just going to be selling this, and then we're still going to be gaining 19,000. And the main reason why I wanted to do that is so that we could potentially smelt those for new parts. As you can see, this is actually going to give us 3 new parts. Long mahogany handle. Ooh, ridged great saber blade. That sounds pretty fun. And we're also gaining... Ooh, look at that. Plated two-handed grip too. Okay. And we're getting another smithing part there. Alright, so let's have a look and see whether that's actually new. Let me just go out and go back in to refresh my options. I think I need to refresh it sometimes. Aha, here we go. Yes, look at this. We've actually unlocked some additional blades here. This is going to be pretty fun. Okay, so unfortunately, it looks as though it is the same tier as this. So I'm not entirely sure if we're going to be able to get anything good here, but this looks like a really cool weapon, actually. This does look like a cool weapon, so let's see if I can maybe make it something better than what I'm using beforehand. We're going to make the blade size obviously pretty large so that we can get that extra reach. It has 96 swing speed instead of 94 as a base. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's actually going to remove... Ah, yeah, look at that, look at that. Oh, okay. So that actually changes things up quite dramatically. So I guess we'll just take a look and see what kind of other things we have here. Okay, so we did get this, which I don't know whether I like the look of that in comparison to this, but it looks much more in keeping with the current blade and how it looks, because just look at this. It's curved, right? This guard is curved, the sword is curved. It kind of makes sense, no? In comparison to having something like this, which is much more an ornate kind of thing, and less to do with a kind of cutlass-looking sword or something like that. Oh, here we go. We might have some more grips. Ooh, yes, we do. Very nice. Oh, this is nice. I'm liking this actually quite a bit. Look at that. That is actually looking really, really cool. So if we increase that, what does it do? It increases the weapon reach, and it just reduces the swing speed by 1, but it increases the damage by 3 and the weapon reach by 2. So I think that lengthier is better in this case. And let's have a look at the pommel as well. Okay, so, oh, we actually unlocked another pommel. Okay, so that's a bar pommel in comparison to this. I think the bar pommel actually looks better. Does it? I think it looks better for this kind of sword. Let's have a look and see whether I can increase anything here. Swing speed, thrust speed. No, I think that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. And is everything else doing pretty fine? Yeah, that seems fine. So we're going to call this curving. Yes, clash curving. There we go. Perfect. Perfect name. Perfect name. Not at all, not at all. I know. Okay, so yeah, otherwise, do we want to do anything else? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make the exact same sword, but I'm just going to change the blade. And everything else is going to remain exactly the same, because I'd like to test this out. So let's call this Curving Clash. Ooh, look at that. I seem to have made some... I seem to have made maybe a masterwork weapon, or maybe even a legendary. I'm not entirely sure what really constitutes that, but look at the swing speed of this thing. This might actually be something really cool, so maybe I should go for something, maybe slashing crash, or something like that. There we go. Let's go for something like that. Okay. It didn't unlock any new parts. So it might actually not even be worth it. Let's take a look. Okay, so slashing crash is pretty bad, but you can see here that it actually gives us much more significant swing speed. The damage is really not that good, unfortunately. It does have piercing damage, though, and thrusting speed. Its handling is much better, so it's much more a close quarters combat weapon rather than the one we're using at the moment. And as you can see, this one has significantly lower swing damage as well. But it's decent, you know? It's okay, but that's exactly what happens when you change the blade. The price goes down dramatically, so it really makes a huge difference what kind of blade you use. And if I can get a higher tier blade, we might actually be in a much better situation. So yeah, anyway, we're going to go to the tavern here, and I'm going to see if I can actually get a companion with some trade skill potentially. Maybe? No. It's unlikely that I'm going to get anyone with trade skill, to be honest. But I'm just going to ransom all my prisoners, gain a little bit of roguery skill from that, and then we'll move on. I could actually join Prindor's army. Should I join Prindor's army? No, wait a minute. I need to actually disband my army, but I don't want to do that until I reach as high leadership as I possibly can. So I guess we'll just leave it for the moment, and I'm going to go into Sionen and maybe buy some food and things like that. That's probably going to be super, super useful for us. Okay, what do we have? Grapes? Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to buy a whole bunch of everything. Try and increase our steward skill a little bit as well. Haven't really been able to do that too much. So let's do that. How much do I actually have here? How much do they actually have? 37,000. Does anyone want to buy anything? Diul wants to equip a weapon in the first slot. I assume that that was one of my crafted weapons that he's taken there. Because apparently we don't want anything from the marketplace. Not entirely sure why. That must mean that we have the best stuff possible, which is kind of weird to me. But anyway, yeah, we also have this. So I'm going to go for Raise the Meek. Personally, I feel like Raise the Meek is the best. Because even though this is a small XP bonus per day to the party, a medium XP bonus to tier 1, 2, 3 troops, in my opinion, beats that every single day of the week. Because when you're trying to level up your new recruits and things, it really makes a huge difference, especially these Battanian volunteers, for example. And if you don't get into a fight that easily, then being able to have some passive experience gain is super, super useful. All right, so we're just going to continue running around, see if we can maybe find some vassals in the area as well, because let's face it, they have a castle relatively close by, so it might make sense for us to try and find someone here. Ah, Prindor is actually doing a little bit of a siege. I could help him, right? No, maybe not, because I'm in my own army, so technically I can't, I don't think. Which is a little unfortunate, I suppose. But anyway, leadership is almost at 50. And what's going on here? Can I not mouse over? There we go, 254. I might even be able to do something, to be honest, but the main reason why I have an army at the moment is to literally just gain my leadership and maybe have an opportunity to prey upon, haha, some vassals. Hello there, sir. Okay, so he has some sharpshooters. What does Perek have? Whoa, nothing. He's got nothing. Okay, so let's do this. Ooh, that was close. Okay, did you see that? Did you see that right there? We almost got into a situation which probably would have ended up in us potentially getting murdered. Potentially. So I'm very pleased that we were able to get in there beforehand, because look at this. Morcon is super, super close by. He has nothing really much to write home about, so we might have even been able to beat him even with that, but it's a little unlikely at this point. So I'm happy that we were able to get into a situation here with units that we don't really have to be too scared about, even though one of these vassals does actually have a pretty significant amount of sharpshooters. So that's the one thing that we have to be a bit cautious of. Alright, so let's continue to move on and see if we can maybe get over there. 200 meters away. Alright, so we're going to try and get onto the top of this hill here, because this is going to give us an overwhelming advantage over our opponents. Which I am extremely pleased about. And now, hopefully... Ah, there we go. Get him. Get him. Yeah, look at that damage. Look at that damage. Yes. Come on now. Do more. Do more, Diggory. Yes. There we go. All of their cavalry running in here. Super, super unorganized. This is not good for them whatsoever. They are going to regret this like no one's business. I actually kind of regret making such a large weapon, personally, because the weapon, while it's good, in my opinion, it is a little bit too large for mainstream use, in my opinion. It makes it makes it kind of difficult to really swing. So I think the next weapon that I actually make, that I am going to end up using, is going to be something with a little bit more handling, but it's going to be something with about 130 damage, maybe 120, something like that. But you can see here that the reach on it is actually very advantageous. So I'm not entirely sure at the moment how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna try and make something that is reasonable, not anything too dramatic in one way or another. I'm gonna just try and go for something that's quite nicely balanced, so that it's got decent handling, decent damage, and the reach is not too bad either. Because as it stands right now, I don't know whether you can notice this. This seems like it's pretty fast to swing, right? Yeah, it seems like it's pretty fast to swing, but it's so heavy, and the handling is such a well, I wouldn't say it's at a low rating, but I would say it is maybe a little bit lower than I would like. But there you go, 51 renown. Look at that, 27 influence, pretty significant gain right there against Ekarand. We're going to let these guys go as well, so that we can potentially get some charm skill. Unfortunately, not getting any charm skill from releasing that guy for some reason. Probably because he is so incredibly low tier, potentially. I guess that's the reason. Anyway, I will be taking most of these guys prisoner. And it is going to go over our prisoner limit, but hopefully for not too long. And I will be taking all of the loot as well. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to try and get away from here, because I don't want to fight Morcon, especially with Lucand. And I'm thinking we'll probably disband the army in a second if they decide to lay in a pursuit course for us. But it looks like that is not the case. So we should be able to escape, no problem at all. And they have taken this castle, which is great. I've also gained a point in leadership, which has given me the next rank. And let's have a look. Additional 20 morale at the beginning when you're attacking, or additional 20 morale at the beginning of the battle when you're defending. I think defending is probably the way to go, at least for me. And I also leveled up my tactics skill, which is actually quite nice. Not too bad. Okay, so let's see who is going to get the castle. Not me. Not me. Wow, okay. Yeah, I'm going to abstain once again then, because I can't do anything about this. If I vote for myself, it's not going to make any difference whatsoever. If Caladog wants to give it to himself, then he's going to give it to himself. There is nothing I can do about it. Alright, so we got a bunch of looters in the area, but I don't really need to worry about that. We have some grain here. Do I want to buy anything? Oh, cheap. Oh, that's nice. Okay, yeah. I will buy a whole bunch of grain. Thank you very much. Very, very cheap indeed. Okay, well, I'm going to go back to Dunglanis, or actually Care Banseth. I'll go back to Banseth at the moment, because I think that they might have some stuff in the marketplace. Maybe a couple of upgrades for some of my guys, potentially. And yeah, there we go. We got some body armor right there, which I suppose is pretty decent. And I will be selling one of these swords, I suppose. There we go. And we're also still going to be gaining 14,000. I should probably buy some other stuff. I mean, as you can see, we're already doing the best that we can. I guess, you know what? Let's just get some mules and stuff, right? Let's just get some mules and make us, you know, run around just that much quicker. And we are still getting 14,000 for that. Okay. Well, sure. Yeah, okay. Just take it. Why not? All right. Seems pretty good. Okay, so now what we can do is maybe we can smelt some stuff. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Nice. Yeah. Okay, I'm liking that. Oh, wait a minute. We got a shaft, potentially, for maybe a javelin or something? Maybe? We're getting a whole bunch of new stuff. So that's very, very nice. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So that's the point. That's the reason why I'm also smelting on Diggory, because someone said to me that the recipes are not shared. But I thought they were. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but at least we are still unlocking some things with everyone, if that is indeed the case. So yeah, now I'm actually just going to level up a bunch of my people. And then we should be pretty good, actually. I feel like my units are leveling up quite nicely. And we should have a pretty significant army on our hands here. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Oh, yeah, we're actually... how many champions? We've got two. We've got two of those guys. Probably need to start recruiting some more of those nobles, to be honest. I mean, I don't want too many of them because that makes the game a bit trivial. But I would like to get about maybe 15, 20, just to make them into a relatively decent... decently powered archery force, because I don't want an archery force that is just going to, you know, fall over, you know, at the first sign of a soft breeze or something. But it would be cool if we could do something like that. Anyway, I think that is actually going to be it for this episode. And next time we might actually be attacking Belgia's army alongside Caladog, and maybe we'll get some relation with him. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.